Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Idahoan Show. Once upon a time, I envisioned a new type of shotgun slug consisting of 5 cylindrical or slightly tapered spires distributed around the periphery of a solid base. Theoretically, such a slug could be cast from a lead alloy and either used as is, or thereafter swaged down into a more conventional-looking hollow-point projectile, with 5 petals that would readily open up upon impact because the 5 spires would be compressed together but not bonded to each other during the swaging process. Because of the 5 forward-facing spires, I called this design the Penticorn slug. However, my first attempt to make a mold for casting Penticorn bullets failed miserably. I initially designed the mold with blind tapered holes to cast the tapered spires and a central hole in the mold that would hold a single pin with which to punch cast bullets out once they had hardened. Unfortunately, machining the tapered cavities for the spires proved impossible with the equipment that I had at my disposal. I could drill pilot holes for them, but any tapered reamer I fashioned to finish them to size would shatter under the load of cutting the long taper with such a slender tool. Thus, I redesigned the mold to use cylindrical spires and have 5 parallel ejector pins connected to a base for punching out the cast slugs. This time, I was able to machine the mold successfully, but once made, it did not work very well. The first bullet that I cast with my experimental Penticorn mold broke apart upon trying to eject it, possibly because I didn't give the lead enough time to cool. Thus, I gave the second bullet ample time to cool and solidify, but then I found it extremely difficult to eject, so much so that in pounding it out, I deformed the slug and bent the ejector pins, permanently jamming them into the mold and rendering further use of the mold impossible. In the end, I reluctantly gave up on the Penticorn concept. As with many inventions, this proved to be a design that might have offered certain advantages in principle, but those advantages could not be realized because the design was too difficult to actually produce in practice. In any case, until next time, thank you for watching the Idahoan Show.